What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Copycat Cocktails. This week is a little special. If you can't see, got my tiki shirt on. This is Trader Sam's. We're doing Trader Sam's drinks this week, and we're doing two of my most favorite drinks that you can get at Trader Sam's: the Mosquito Mojito and the Shrunken Zombie Head. I wish I had glasses that had an eyeball hanging out like they do at Trader Sam's. All right, well, first things first, we are going to start with the Mosquito Mojito, then we're going to do the Shrunken Zombie Head. There's a few more steps that are involved with the Shrunken Zombie Head. Doesn't make it super difficult, it's pretty easy, but you'll see. So, starting off with the Mosquito Mojito. Let's start the pouring and let's start the shaking. First things first, we are going to break out into our lime here. We need 1 ounce of lime juice, just barely enough. Next, we're going to do agave nectar. I picked this up the other day from Total Wine. Smells pretty good. All right, 1/2 ounce. Next, we're going to do a 1/2 ounce of falernum. I'm also going to go ahead and I'm going to add my mint leaves in here. Now, I think sometimes, depending on where you go, they will take mint leaves and kind of muddle them in the glass. I'm not going to do that. I'm actually just going to smack them. That's going to help to release some of that aroma. It's going to help to release some of those aromatic smells. And then last, but certainly not least, at least for right now, as far as alcohol goes, we're going to add 2 ounces of this BACARDI Dragonberry. Now, I really don't think it's any surprise that we love going to Trader Sam's. It's probably like one of our favorite places to go to. And we always get asked about tips for getting into Trader Sam's because it normally is very busy. And if you get there at the wrong time, it can be very challenging to get in. It might have only standing room with no tables. And what do you do? So normally what we try to do is we try to get there about a 1/2 hour before Trader Sam's even opens up. They usually have somebody outside who is taking names and giving out either a pager, or I think what they're doing now is they'll just text you and let you know that it's time for you to come in. And normally if you do that first thing before they open up, you can get a table and sit down basically wherever you want. So, but you've got to try out. If you've never been to Trader Sam's, I'm telling you, you've got to go. Okay, so we've got everything all mixed together. What we're going to do now is we're going to add some ice. We're going to shake this up, and we're going to serve it in a glass that I don't have. Now, I actually don't have any fancy Mosquito Mojito glasses, so I'm just going to use this, what do they call these? Highball glasses or something like that. Going to add our ice that has now frozen all together. Getting fancy. Except
I was even impressed.
Can't get my cup out. Oh man, that smells so good. I love the smell of mojitos, that nice fresh mint. All right, so a couple of things. So the recipe that I got this off of and the way that I saw to make it from the same website is not the same one that we've used in the past to make tiki drinks before. Something happened to the website. Retrospectively thinking, I should not have added my mint leaves to this because they just got obliterated in there by the ice. Yeah, so, all right, last but not least is this club soda, which literally every time I open up a bottle, it explodes on me. Oh, here it comes. Whew, look at it bubbling. All right, we're just going to top this mojito with some club soda. One thing that I would do, speaking of the whole mint situation here that we've got, because now I just have mint obliterated inside of my glass, and it's going to be kind of difficult to drink. I do have a solution for that, but you might not. So what I would do instead, put your mint down in the glass first, shake up all your stuff, and then just pour your drink over the mint leaves. And then if you want to, you can always just give it like a little mix. Now, one thing that I shouldn't have done was poured my club soda into this before I'm going to strain this. 2 reasons. Number 1, it's gonna mess up my club soda. 2, I've got all this ice as I make a giant mess. Well, now that we messed that up, that's pretty good. I don't know what the exact recipe calls for. I don't know if they're actually using the dragonberry rum. To me, that doesn't taste quite right for the mosquito mojito. It might be pretty close. It could also be that I just totally obliterated this drink because, well, I'm not a bartender. Man, I still like it. I think it still tastes really great. It's smooth, it's light, it's not overpowering, and it's just a great combination of that mint with the rum and that little bit of club soda in there. I love it. Okay, moving on. Now on to the Shrunken Zombie Head. This one is a little bit different because we're going to have to make a juice first, which is called a zombie juice or a zombie, whatever you want to call it, mixture, concoction. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to start out by getting about 6 ounces of OJ. I'm going to be using some fresh Florida oranges, but of course, always you can just use regular orange juice. Try not to buy the sugar-free kind or light in sugar or anything like that because it just tastes really, really bad. So we're going to measure out 6 fluid ounces of OJ. Now, on the off chance that you're actually watching this video, you're really enjoying it, you have no idea what Trader Sam's is, no need to pause. Right now, I'm going to talk a little bit about what it is so you can just see it. But Trader Sam's is just this awesome lounge place at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. What's cool about it is that it's very intimate, right? So if you hear people saying about like how hard it is to get into there and find a seat, it's because it is so small. They want to keep it intimate, but it's very, very interactive. It's very detailed, and you're very immersed into a story of Trader Sam, who came here and started his own little bar area, lounge type of deal. And if you guys don't know who Trader Sam is, he's from the Jungle Cruise.
2 hours later.
2 hours later, not quite, but I finally got it. So we've got 6 ounces of orange juice. Now, one thing that I'm going to do is, I have oranges all over me now. Something that I'm going to do is put our, basically what I would call this is a cocktail mixture. We're going to take a couple of different things. We're going to make this. Now, we're not going to use this whole thing. What this will allow us to do is make several drinks later on down the road if we want to. So I'm going to set my orange juice aside inside of my mason jar. Next thing that we're going to do in our messy mess here is we're going to measure out 6 ounces of sweet and sour mix and add that to our orange juice as well. Oh boy. Oh, my mason jar can hold it all. Because we're still going to use some orgeat here, and we're going to measure out 4 ounces of orgeat, which is definitely not going to fit into our mason jar. Whew, look at that, it fits. Basically now you're going to have a cocktail mixture that you can use later on, and you can mix it with other things as well if you'd like. And now we're actually going to move on to making the real drink of the zombie head, which is actually quite simple once you've gone through literally an entire bag of Florida orange juice. I think it took me like 6 or 7 oranges to get to that much OJ. Next things, what we're going to do is we're going to start pouring into our glass here. We're going to need to use 3 ounces of our new zombie batch juice. So watch me make a mess. Now, one thing about the Shrunken zombie head is that it uses typically a rum 151 at the end. They kind of put it on as a topper. We're not going to be doing that. 151, it doesn't get used a lot, and it's just not good. So what we're going to do is we're going to make up for that with the 2 rums that we're going to do. So we're going to use BACARDI rum. Typically you would be doing 3/4 of an ounce. We're going to do a full ounce of the BACARDI rum, and then we're going to use an aged rum. This is a Plantation 5-year. Again, 3/4 of an ounce, but since we're cutting out a 1/2 ounce of the 151, we're going to bump this up to 1 ounce. That's basically it. We're going to add our ice, we're going to shake it up, and serve it in our dedicated Shrunken zombie head. I'm actually going to use my strainer just because I don't want this to get over I don't want a bunch of ice falling out into this thing. Boom, perfect. Now, normally this would be served with crushed ice. We don't have any crushed ice, so I just used basically what comes from our ice maker in the freezer, but smells good. You can definitely still taste that rum in there, that's for sure. I think this recipe that I found online is a little bit different than the actual one that they serve at Trader Sam's. I feel like there is a little bit more of a cinnamon in there. I'm not getting that at all. And normally you would be getting that, either they would add cinnamon in there, or even the falernum sometimes can add a little bit of that to it. But Taylor says this doesn't taste anything like that. So give me 1 second. Yeah, so I think this is a little bit off. So I think all of the rums in there are pretty darn close to what we need. But we're still missing the falernum. I think it's that flavor in there, and then we're also still missing cinnamon. So I'm actually going to pour this back in. And the other thing too is that we checked on Disney's website, which tells you kind of what is in the drink, but it doesn't give you the exact amounts. So basically everything that we did is in there except for we're missing falernum and we're missing cinnamon. So I will be right back. I'm back. And I've got some cinnamon. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some falernum to this. I think I'm going to do about a ½ ounce. Yeah, we're definitely missing some of that flavor in there. How much a ½ ounce is going to do, I'm not really sure, but we're going to find out. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some ground cinnamon to this. Again, I'm just kind of guessing here. A couple of shakes. A little more than a teaspoon. I'm not really sure. A little closer on the smell. I put too much cinnamon in there, for sure. I think one thing that I know that it's missing from drinking at Trader Sam's is that 151, which adds quite a bite to the drink itself, because it is very, very strong. But I think maybe what we could have done is maybe backed off on the extra quarter ounce we added from the other stuff and just stuck with that falernum in there. It's pretty close, but it's still not quite there. I am getting some use out of this cup that basically always sits on the shelf above my head, which you probably can't see because it's not in the frame. But hey, you know what? Sometimes it just doesn't work. And if this is something you're really interested in, you can continue to play around with the flavors if you want. We could probably add some more falernum to it if we wanted to. But all in all, I mean, I think it's still okay. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let us know, as always, down in the comments below if you try any of these drinks and how they turn out, and hopefully they turn out better than mine did, and your workplace looks much cleaner than mine does. Anyways, cheers. Just kidding, I'm not going to do that. Taylor wants... I'll give Taylor the Shrunken Zombie head.
Well, cheers.
I'm the mojito man.